Hi, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and today I have with me.
I am a multi-dimensional spiritual being having a human experience. Before we begin this video, I want to present my name, and my name is Neil. And also, before we get into this video, I want to say that this video is for education, for harm reduction, and for entertainment purposes only. And this video is sponsored by a website by the name of simplespirit.co/products/spiritual, and then there's a dash and then healing. And this website has quite an array of spiritual awakening products. And I'm going to present some of those right now. And when you purchase a product from simplespirit.co, essentially you'll get a 10% discount with this promo code. And the promo code is all capital Neil 49138. And this is in the description box of this video, along with the website link. And when you purchase a product, this channel receives a 10% cash benefit of whatever amount that you spend at Simple Spirit. So it's beneficial to this channel, as well as giving you a 10% discount off of the product that you decide to purchase. So some of the things that they have are an amethyst healing pennant. They have a protection and luck amethyst obsidian pyramid. They have a Horus all-seeing eye chakra pennant. They have the loving energy pink dream catcher with lights, as well as the 7 chakra cure bracelet. Also, the infinity and stability amethyst obsidian pyramid, and the chakra balancing universe bracelet, as well as the Sri Yantra sacred geometry chakra pennant. Also, black coral Buddha beads bracelet. They have the knowledge emerald, the black 3-ring dream catcher. Also, a rose quartz healing tree of life pennant, as well as the Zen obsidian pennant. So they have quite an array of products, and I invite you to go look at them and check out their website. And remember to use the promo code Neil, all capital letters, 49138, and that is in the description box beneath this video. And so getting into this video, I want to talk about a recent experience that I had with DMT, also known as n-n-dimethltryptamine. So I'm going to read some background information about DMT and then get directly into my experience with it. So n-n-dimethltryptamine is a substituted tryptamine that occurs in many plants and animals, and which is both a derivative and a structural analog of tryptamine. It is used as a recreational psychedelic drug and prepared by various cultures for ritual purposes as an entheogen. And some of these cultures are in South America. And I'm going to present some fast facts on DMT. And this is coming from a medical website. And remember that to do your own research, because your research is the most valuable research to you. But the websites that this information is coming from will also be in the description box of this video. So some fast facts on DMT. DMT has been used as a drug for thousands of years, most popular as a brew in the form of ayahuasca. Use of the drug as part of shamanic ritual is common in South America. Side effects include powerful hallucinations. Due to the nature of the drug, DMT is known as the spirit molecule. And it continues on this medical website saying that research from the Global Drug Survey carried out in 2016 reported that 2.24% of people used DMT in the last 12 months, and it was among the least used drugs overall, with only kratom and modafinil used the less. So that was a 2016 study. Obviously, we're in 2022, and that number has probably and most likely definitely changed. So with the experience that I had, I ingested it in a smoke form, and
So you inhaled it.
I did inhale it, and I was in a very comfortable environment, and there was no other entities or no other energies around me at that particular point in time. So that was amazing. So I had a space for myself. And so that was kind of the environment and the setting. And I was sitting as I ingested it, because it has the potential of causing you to pass out. And my intention going into this experience was one of gaining some insight into who I am as an individual, and also to I view it as a sort of medicine. So in the aspect of being super clear-minded when you come out of the experience. And so I did it also with the intention of medicinal purposes as a plant medicine.
Did you do it as a form of clearing your mind?
In an aspect, yes. And the aspect of when you go really deep into, say, a DMT experience and you come back, you're like, thank goodness I'm alive, because it can literally feel like you're dead. And that feeling of relief and of being alive is like, it's amazing, because like, you're like, you just feel great to be alive at this point in time.
Did you feel gratitude?
I did feel gratitude.
So you felt gratitude that you're alive in this dimension.
Well, so I was feeling gratitude before even going into the experience.
Okay.
So that was like my intention going into it. And this particular DMT that I ingested was from an acacia plant. And it's super fascinating, because they're now finding that they can derive DMT from sea sponges underneath the ocean. And it's a form of DMT that has an effect on the psyche. So this DMT is found in multiple plants and multiple animals. And one of the most common plants is like the acacia plant. And but there's also many, many others.
I was just gonna say, you said multiple. Do your own research on this, but I believe that it's every single living organism on the planet has DMT within it. in some form.
Sure.
I think. Don't quote me on that, fact check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
So, and with that, this particular form that I ingested was from the plant acacia, which was native to Hawaii. And so that was where this originated from. And so I took one big hit and I really felt it. And the way that I felt it was when I ingested it, like literally probably a minute after the exhale, I felt this wave, and it came like sort of from my chest area, which would make sense, from my lungs. And I felt it go up kind of my neck and like enmesh over my head. And enmesh as in the sense of it wasn't like a net, but it was more like taking a brush and like you're dusting on the top of a toilet seat, like getting dust off. That's what it felt like going over my brain, like it was just cleaning it. And I just felt it do it as one, like it was like taking a rag and just wiping it across the top of the toilet seat. That's what it felt like on my brain. It felt like it was being wiped, and wiped in the sense of I felt super clear-minded, and I had very little thoughts at that point, and I was like just present right here, right now, in the moment.
Okay.
The wiping felt like the elimination of thoughts, but it was a sensation that I could feel.
Did you see anything at this point?
I did not see anything. It was a purely feeling sensory experience, even throughout the entire experience.
So you say you didn't have any thoughts. What were you feeling at this point?
I was feeling gratitude. I was feeling love. I was feeling in the moment. Gratitude, I would say, was probably the most predominant state of being that I was really experiencing. So, and then so I just took one hit and then I waited like 10 minutes, which 15 to 20 minutes can be the duration of the length when you inhale it by a smoke. And so I waited approximately 10 minutes until I felt the effects dwindle some. And then I took another hit and I felt now, like, yes, I felt it in my brain, but now I felt it in my entire body. I felt it through my chest, into my stomach region. I felt it all the way through my legs, and I literally felt it by my toes.
Wow.
And I felt it felt like my body was like vibrating.
Wow.
But it was an entire body feeling. So, and then I exhaled that and I waited like 1 or 2 minutes this time. And then I take a third hit. So the second and third hits were very close together. And the first one was spaced out some. But so I take this third hit and it's a similar sensation, but now it's intensified. And now, when I take this third hit, I kind of lay back and I do believe that I closed my eyes and I turned my eyes with them closed. I turned them towards my third eye chakra, which is a yogi meditation technique where you actually look with your eyes closed at your third eye, and it feels uncomfortable at first, but you can maintain that position for quite a period of time, infinitely, is the reality. And so I was doing that and looking at my third eye region, and I did not have any visuals through this entire experience.
Okay.
But with that third hit, I've now felt it like my body, through my entire body, my body was like vibrating. And now I really felt it in my spine. And it felt like I was beginning to orgasm, and without orgasming. But it was the feeling that I was feeling. And I was feeling this for like a minute or two, and it was to the point where my toes curled up, like literally like an orgasm. And I was feeling this for 1 to 2 minutes, and I was like, okay, this will probably end. And it kept going. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's continuing. And I was feeling this like orgasmic feeling for like literally probably 10 minutes.
Wow.
And it was just like, oh wow, like just this bliss and it felt incredible. And what was so profound to me was that I expected it to end and then maybe transition to something else, and it didn't. It continued. And I was literally feeling this for like 8 minutes to 10 minutes continuously. And sort of after that, it kind of began to dwindle. The effects wore off. And I was at that place of contentment and of like, whoa, like this, now at baseline, whatever baseline is, but like I'm here now, and I no longer feel that orgasmic feeling, and I was here in the moment and even after, I felt super grateful for being alive, but also like I didn't have virtually any thoughts. Like my mind felt clear and empty, and like I was ready to create rather than having thoughts in my mind that just spew out. It was like there was an emptiness for me to create within that.
So this was the first time that you ever had a similar or an experience like that when you did inhale DMT?
It is, yes.
Do you feel like it had something to do with possibly working on your chakra system like up until this point?
That's an interesting question.
Do you feel like it's like the constant work that you've been putting into to awaken the Kundalini and work on like the root chakras and all throughout the body?
That is a very interesting question, because like my thought process did go in that direction, and I do feel like it plays a part.
Sure.
And how it plays a part is that when your chakras are all open, it is now a free energy channel for your essence.
Sure.
And I do feel like that did play a part.
That's very fascinating.
And I don't exactly know how or the science behind it, but it's a feeling that I have is that, yes, it did play. There was an aspect of the chakras and the alignment that did play a part in this experience.
You know, something that I personally feel is a contributing factor in the experiences that people have when they do inhale DMT is that as they go throughout life's journey and we work on ourselves and we, the self-development, whatever we do up until that point, I feel like that's why everyone has a different experiences, because of those small increments up until the time that they do DMT.
Sure. That totally makes sense, because like each person has his own perspective on his life and also on other people's life.
Sure. So getting back to your experience in particular, what did you then get away with besides a clear mind? What was it that you took away from that experience that What's the most significant thing that you learned or that you took away from that?
To be here now
And then create from that nothingness.
and create, yes, and the nothingness is a requirement because how do you add water to a full cup?
You don't.
It just begins to overflow. So like when your mind is full of information, how do you create with that? Essentially, you necessarily do not. You basically create whatever is in your mind. It's like this idea of what you consume consumes you.
Sure.
And that's a real thing. And you don't just consume with your mouth. You consume with your eyes, you consume with your ears, you consume with every sense in your body. And like from that place of like nothingness, like when you have a cup, how you're able to fill that cup again is to dump it out. And that is the beauty of expression. When you can express yourself, empty that cup, empty your thoughts, empty your mind, so that you can now create or put in the thing that you want to get out, because you're now coming from an empty, unconditional, loving awareness.
I think that's a very important point, what you just said, because something that I feel is very important when I talk about nothingness is also about realizing that in that nothingness, there exists everything. So this space right here, in between my hands right here, this is nothingness, but
That's
yet
full.
that's full.
There is no
That's
such thing as empty space.
So once the mind becomes nothingness, from that point is where we can really start manifesting and creating.
Once it becomes nothingness, it becomes everythingness.
Yes.
Because it's like
Very important
this air here, or what this is full. And the space between my hands is completely full. And what it's full of is the essence and like the fabric of things, the mesh, the connectedness. There is no empty space. Like literally everything is connected. Stay blessed, stay multi-dimensional, continue infinitely experiencing